Hey folks, this is Lazy Hiker. I'm in Kings Canyon National Park in the Grant Grove area, and we're going to do the Grant Tree loop today. So the General Grant Tree is just a mile loop. Then we're going to head down here, do this loop, do this as a dead giant loop, and come back. So it'll probably be about 5 miles total. If you just do this, it's going to be 1 mile, which is a popular place. That's why I'm here early. Only one other car here right now. So here we are at the beginning of the trail. There's already a big sequoia here. This is not the General Grant Tree. If you can see the persons to the left walking up the trail, you can get a sense of how big this thing is. But it's hard to do from a picture. The girth of these things is what's so amazing. This one here is called the Twin Sisters, right by the road, because the trunks fused together at some point. And they are tall. This is called the Fallen Monarch. Do not climb on tree. But you can walk through it. The little limbs on these trees are as big as some trees. Well, here's a baby sequoia. And behind it, a big one. Here's some wild azaleas in front of the General Grant Tree. This is the Tennessee tree. It's a huge tree. But it's been burned out many times and the core is hollow. Pretty amazing. So one little sign says, this is the nation's Christmas tree. This is the widest sequoia there is at 40 feet wide. It's 40 feet wide at the bottom. And it's the third largest tree in the world. Not tallest, but in volume. There's an old cabin along the trail, the Gambling Cabin. And if you want to pause to read that, you can. Another history lesson. But we'll see many more stumps on the Big Stump Trail. One of them huge. Here's another super huge tree I don't know if it's named or not, but it's big. This is a fallen monarch, and the people that built the cabin actually lived in this for a little while before the cabin was built. So we finished the Grant Grove loop, now heading to the North Grove Trail. And there's the twin sisters again. So here's a better look at this trail. So we did the Grand Tree Trail, and now we're going to do the North Grove Loop, come back here, do the Dead Giant Loop, and then back. This is a Sunset Trail. There's an overlook here which shows Sequoia Lake, so that's something we'll see too. .7 mile loop, 1.9 mile loop, but that's from here, considering you got to start from where we are. So that's a short loop. All right, here we're at a intersection. Make sure you see this sign, North Grove Trail, because shortly down the road that we just came down, there was a path going off to the right, which looked like a trail, but it wasn't marked. It just didn't seem right to me, so don't make that mistake and take that trail. These are marked with a red disc. I don't know if that's going to continue for this North Grove loop or if it's just for all trails in general. There's one down there. So we're following the road, the old road down. They don't allow cars on it anymore. It's a trail. There are horses that frequent this trail apparently. But we are heading downhill. There are mosquitoes on this trail. Doing this one just to get a sense of how big these trees are. And this isn't one of the huge ones. It's big, but not huge. Well, after about a half a mile, we're off the road and on a trail. Nice group of trees. Bugs everywhere. Just watching these bees. Just gonna sit here in the sun and then go nuts. Mosquitoes all around too. Definitely bring insect repellent. There's a constant buzz in the air from these bees. And I don't know if you can see this, mosquitoes flying around in front of this camera, but they're all over. I don't know if it's one tree or two. Looks like a fairly recent fire came through here. You can see that sequoia straight ahead burned up quite a ways. Don't know if it recovers from that or not. It's a big tree. But these did not do so well. There's one here, and it looks dead all the way to the top. Or it could have just burned away the leaves. woodpecker straight ahead. A couple of them. These red discs still mark the trail. They might be for snowmobiles. That still tells you you're on the right track. Alright, we're finished the North Grove Loop. We're down the road a little bit because it's not a complete loop. And we're going to go to the Dead Giant Loop. It's not far. The North Grove Loop, most of the big trees are on the first part of that loop. If you didn't want to take the whole thing, go down maybe half a mile. A lot of wild azaleas growing along here. There's an azalea manzanita trail, which is supposed to be chock full of them. Not sure if I'm going to get to that or not. Just up here is the Dead Giant Loop. This is a Sequoia Lake overlook. It's a private lake with a YMCA, but you can walk around it as long as you stay on the trail because it's private property. Alright, we're back at the beginning of the trail, the North Grove Trails. It's the same parking lot that Grant Grove Loop is in. All three trails were 4.2 miles total. The Dead Giant Loop adds about a mile to the trip, so if you just do Grant Grove and the North Loop, that's 3.2 miles or so. Make sure you bring your bug spray once again. And thanks for watching The Lazy Hiker. Enjoy your hike or hikes.